just to put some context into this conversation, we all know about the apparel industry and we all know about the big multinational companies, famous names. Hela Clothing is kind of the new kid on the block, but it is asserting its place among that pantheon. And it's found success pretty fast and it's becoming a multinational by itself. So take things forward, Viraj. If you could paint us the big picture and tell us why the Hela IPO is something to be excited about. And why does it excite the people at Hela? And why should investors be as excited about it as well?
All right. Very interesting question, right? So being with Hela the last 5 years, we've made a fantastic journey within the organization, within the industry, within our customer base, right? We believe we are in a great platform with everything that we've done in the past, with which is what we've come up with the IPO plan, which is probably the Hela 2.0, we may want to call it, if we want to call it in that way. The primary reason behind the IPO is as any company would do, is to utilize the funds for our future investments and expansions, right? So for us, everything that we do, we've seen a phenomenal growth in our business. And in order to go into this second phase of our growth, we are doing a lot of investments in our businesses. So the main reason behind it is in terms of investments. We are investing heavily in fabric mills because that is our supply chain. Because without having the proper supply chain for your product, it's not the same solution that we can give to our customers, to our brand. Then in terms of with the growth, with the expansions, with that we have on the multiple countries and multiple factories, the connectivity that we need to enforce, that we're trying to bring in through ERP solutions, which is the second big factor that we are trying to get into. And third, last but not least, in terms of the other capital investment. So, more and more, we see the apparel industry investing a lot in capital expenditure in order to make the savings, in order to, give speed and agility. So these are the main reasons, I would say.
Over to you, Nadeesha. Let's take a deep dive into the heart of Hela. What makes Hela Clothing a strong company poised, for transformational change and growth? I think the company is already projected to reach $230 million in revenue by the end of the year. So what's the magic behind Hela?
So it's a beautiful story of an amalgamation of a couple of companies that came together over the last 30 years, and more so different cultures of people that I would say over the last 5 years mixed and blended and created a beautiful range of colors, almost like the rainbow. And you know what's at the end of a rainbow always? A treasure pot. So that is one. Secondly, I think a moment of pride for all of us is because we are now a Sri Lankan multinational. And there are many of us who come from global multinationals, and it is a real moment of pride to be a part of a Sri Lankan multinational that has a wonderful mix of employees. For example, half our workforce, almost 8,000, I would say, Viraj, is from Africa. And we have multinational people working with us, whether it is people from the US, UK, Arab, of course Africa, Indians, sing blend, and the future looks very exciting.
Let's talk about vision and strategy. If you can take us through your growth strategy. It's a pretty competitive global environment. You have to consumer demands are constantly shifting. So how will you take Hela towards growth?
Right. Okay. So if you look at our vision statement today, right? So we stand to be this disruptive solution provider in the apparel industry. So that's what we stand for, right? Which means that you might not necessarily be the person who's doing everything in from step 1 to 10, right? Disruptive means you always try to bring substantial benefit, substantial differentiation in whatever you're trying to do, right? So that has been our mantra, I would say, right? Which probably is the success that has grown us to this level in the short period of time. If you look at where we are today, we have 11 factories across 3 countries that we operate, right? We have 7 in Sri Lanka, we have 2 in Kenya, and we have 2 in Ethiopia. As Nadeesha mentioned, we have total 16,000 employees with us. 8,000 from Africa, 4,000 each from Kenya, Ethiopia, and 4,000 from Sri Lanka. Right? It's a big expanded footprint, and our footprint keeps getting expanded as well as we speak as well. Right? In this vision, we always believe is that that we stand for to provide a solution to our customer need, right? So it may be through a product, it may be through a delivery solution, it may be through sustainability, it may be through cost or flawless execution, right? So whatever that we stand for, to figure out or understand a pain point in the customer, and to be that service provider who can bring in that difference into the market.
Sustainability, why is that important for Hela Clothing?
What we call a social capital focused company. And what that means to us is, if you take human beings, they're exceptional. We believe that every employee working with us is an exceptional talent. There may have been social inequalities that has got framed around them for no fault of theirs. And we see ourselves as the people who are going to really help them, enable them to live their true potential. So, for example, we have a dream. We would like to give the opportunity to a passionate, hardworking person, even in the workforce, to reach a dream of getting to C-suite level. But that's what we believe in. If you have passion, if you believe in yourself, we will create the platform for you to really reach a level that you probably never thought is possible.
There are other facets of sustainability that...
Yes, for sure. So as Nadeesha mentioned, she meant to touch upon the people part of it, right? So sustainability has many facets to it again. We have been driving and doing a lot in terms of renewable energy. I would say I'll just simplify it into three parts. The energies, which if you look at all our plants have gone into solar, and in terms of the carbon emissions that we are trying to do, right? Then in terms of what we call circularity, which is how do you ensure that a product that you manufacture doesn't end up in landfill? So that's the second aspect to it. And the third one is all about being organic. How do you really develop products that is more safer to our planet Earth, if I put it in simply in that terms. So those are on top of the people aspect, those are the other aspects of sustainability.